was just lovely.
Pica todo es como un pequeño procesador de alimentos que pica, muele y hasta hace paté en cuestión de...
We here at Bunyan Breweries would like to apologize for the product recall necessitated by the ongoing situation. Any person or animal who has consumed the limited edition catfish ice cream should seek medical assistance immediately. The slothful man roasteth not that which he took in hunting, but the substance of a diligent man is precious. All other products are totally safe. And my assistant here has just reminded me that this is my 100th show, so happy birthday to old Cody Mike, I suppose. Of course, you've been listening to me for far longer than that. It's only 100 shows since we rebranded. That's what you called it, wasn't it, Cecil? Anyhow, I hope y'all enjoying this glorious heat, pursuing every target you set your eyes on. After all, you don't catch what you don't chase. And at the end of the day, what's life except just that? Hunt.
The Apocalypse Players present Highway of Blood, a Call of Cthulhu scenario by Alex Guillotte, Ian Christiansen, and Davae Breon Jaxson. With Dan Wheeler as Quincy J. Lafitte, Dominic Allen as Edward Ed Mooney, Joseph Chance as Beverley Jack Carstairs, and Danann McAleer as the Keeper of Arcane Law. This is based on a true story. Part 7. The Red Road.
Amazing. And are you driving into the sort of the apex of the horseshoe? Are you driving into the gap they've given you, basically?
I think so. That's.
Oh, I'm taking the gap.
Yeah.
Draw them.
Great.
And then I scream,
Yeah!
You pull through them, and you see again this glint in the corner of your eye. You see this like thing shining off this guy's forehead, and you just see this mammoth of a man with a bolt through the front of his face, and it fills you with dread. But at that moment, you have to snatch your eyes back to the road and make sure you're going out the right way. And you're about to cut through the main street. So could you give me a drive roll?
That's 08.
Hello.
Great. So you see on your left-hand side, you see this sort of speed blurred snapshot of the main street. You've got Thunderbird Gift sails past. On your left, as does the First Bank of Abattoir and the main store and all of that, but you sail right past it, and at the last minute you catch a glint of light coming from the sort of garden fence post that you're passing. Just at the last minute, with that drive roll, you swerve and you avoid what looks like these circular saws embedded in them about waist height, but you manage to not even scratch the paint, and you come out the other side of the houses along Main Street, having avoided them. And then as soon as you do, the ground becomes a lot bumpier. You see ahead of you this sort of narrowing in the landscape and the houses right in front of you. And then you see a sign, this It's a smallish wooden sign on your right. Seems to be painted in very deep red paint. Well, you hope it's paint. And it says, "The Highway of Blood."
And you hear the engines.
So I think I just shout, "Hold on the gas! Hold on the gas! Let's see if they take the bait."
I hope they don't take the bait. I hope they just stay there and let us drive out of here.
I don't see why they do that. I don't know what these cocksuckers are doing, but
Well, I don't see why you two are so... Why you got such a fucking hard-on for a fox hunt.
I look back at him and I go, I ain't got no cocksucking hard-on for the goddamn fox hunt. I just don't want to get fucking killed.
Well, just drive then, motherfucker.
I gotta tell you, I have got a hard on. I've never felt this. I've felt so light in so long. I really hope we blow up one of those motherfuckers. I will think about this again if I survive. And I will think about it in the dark of some cold and terrible night, and I will pleasure myself with the thought that we sent one of those motherfuckers to hell. I don't know what's going on in this town, but I know I do not like it.
I hit 5th. No, maybe not. I'm still in 4th, I think. Because these roads are fucking shit, right?
So I sort of poke the shotgun out the back window and try and like level it at the cars behind, just keeping an eye on them to see whether they're following or not.
We're so fucked.
We're so fucked.
And as you peel down the back streets, you begin to see the end of the houses. You can see the rusting sort of trailers and caravans. You jolt and your car suddenly loses about half its speed, and you seem to feel yourselves sinking sort of downwards at the back rapidly.
You realise that you're in a deep sort of well of sand, just loose sand, and you're revving through it. And could you give me a group luck roll?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, I'm now on 54.
That's you then.
Oh, so we've shifted.
Because you were 55, right? And I spent some extra luck
Yeah.
to pass. Son of a bitch.
We are fucked.
Oh, that's a 69. Ironically. As he says, I'm going to pleasure myself. My 69 on the luck comes up. And I think about the people I've left behind. It's my mother. It's Genevieve. It can't be her.
But how do you do?
Oh, fine, thanks. How are you?
69.
I'm alright.
Yeah, we're fucked.
So you succeed?
No.
Sure, yeah, if you want us to.
We succeed. Yeah, we'll call it.
If you're calling it a success, that's the GM's prerogative. If you want to do that, keeper can choose that.
Success.
Sorry,
It's a weak success.
sorry, I thought I might have missed something. But
Even on a failed roll, you can call it a success.
please
Right.
roll the dice and.
Keeper of the Texas tires. Well, maybe we've got some kind of connectivity issues.
issue.
He said success, right?
Okay.
Okay. At least we're still on the same.
Success.
Right. Oh, guys, my computer's dying.
Well,
oh no,
as
guys.
I tell you what, since this awful behaviour is happening, as you're waiting for the roll to complete,
I failed the luck roll.
Excellent. So you see the cars in your rear view mirror pulling up closer, catching up with you basically. But you also, all of you see out your right hand side window, the old, it looks like an old windmill.
Or the one that had the flaming.
Exactly. The two sort of points of flaming on it. And you see what they were. And, could you all do me a spot hidden? You'll see vaguely what it is anyway, but you might see specifically what it is.
I don't know whether I want to
succeed on it.
specifically what it is, but
That is a very strong fail, but not a fumble. 92 on my
I
35. I think I'm too busy trying to control the
regular
car.
fail, and I'm quite pleased about it.
I failed, but I think I want to push it.
Yeah, for sure.
So, because noticing the flames from earlier and seeing the windmill from where we are, I think is there a sunroof?
Yes, let's say there is.
There is now.
So I open,
Let's say
I open
there
the
is.
sunroof and awkwardly sort of stand up in my seat and get one foot on the sort of the headrest of the passenger seat, so I can really stick my whole body out the sunroof to have a really good look at this.
Yeah. So what you all see is that there are basically two bodies chained to the windmill and burned.
I didn't see that. I failed my spot hidden. I didn't see that.
No, you do see that. But it's only Dom who sees that they are Nate and Steve, the two chatty fellas who you were talking to at the front of the Esso garage.
Well, that's fair because I failed my push roll.
So the two people who'd given you the most friendly advice up until this point have been strung up, and they're there sort of for the crows to peck at, basically.
They were friendly.
That
I
was
didn't
friendly.
trust them.
Then fuck me. That explained.
Why are they killing them?
That was friendly for this town, believe me.
I thought Russo was quite
Christ.
friendly, but Nate and Steve were tossers.
Well,
Oh,
you've not seen
I got on right
Rosso
one.
sometime.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be
Ed,
fair,
Ed had a bit of communique with
I had a bond with the quiet one. Yeah.
Okay.
the quiet one. Had served in Vietnam, and the other fella had won some, long distance truck journey thing up to Syracuse. But either way,
I scream.
they're both there.
That man's a veteran, and that man's a competition winner.
And I think I'd like a sanity roll.
I'm
from,
beginning to think you're a competition winner.
I'd like a sanity roll from Ed mainly.
That's fair.
on behalf of the listener, I would suggest I do not have veteran
Yeah,
war
I was going to say
experience.
the same.
Yes.
I think.
And
I think that's fair. I was being too
I
kind,
have-
maybe.
You're being kind.
So
I'm not sure Quincy's seen anything like this before, so I think it probably is a sanity roll from Quincy as well.
I've rolled a 95.
is that a fumble?
No.
No, 96.
96 would be a
Okay.
fumble, but it's not good, is it?
I've also failed mine.
It's not good. Okay, and Joseph.
Oh, I failed mine as well. That's an 88.
So Dan and Joseph, if you could give me a D4 sanity check.
Luck be a lady tonight. Well, I rolled a 2.
D4.
So a huge success on the Wheeler camp. Yeah, it's a burned body of a human being.
Yeah, it's horrific, right? It's D4. I'm just horrified. I'm horrified by the sand loss.
How much damage do you think you would take, Joseph, if you saw a flaming human body?
I probably would lose no sanity for that because I,
A barbecue competition.
1, have a 4-year-old. 2, I'm very old, almost ancient. And 3, my brother is a neuroscientist.
And yet, Jack Beverley, Carstairs, loses 4 points of sanity, right?
There's nothing personal here.
4 sand and a bout of madness. I am now over an 8th.
Excellent.
What am I rolling?
So,
Over an 8th.
well,
Yep.
Tom.
Sorry, a 5th. Sorry. 8 was my...
I was gonna say-
8 was my 5th.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, excellent.
Can you see how maths works in my mind?
Yeah.
Numbers are associated
I
like
can't see how math
letters.
works in general, but I can see how it works in
To me, they're like letters.
See it as a colour.
So I'm really good with abstract, but I'm not good with...
I can smell numbers, but I
Do you
can't
know what?
read them.
I sort of understand that more. That's a really lovely way of describing mathematics to me.
I'm beginning to think that we're all
can only
seeing
apologise
everything
to
as
the
a
listener.
colour, and that's the problem.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
could be a colour.
We've been in this town
So-
so long, we probably smell a lot of
A colour out of your face?
burnt toast, I
Very
imagine.
nice.
What am I rolling for damage? Is it a 4? D4 as well?
A D6.
Oh, God.
Well, you fail.
I mean, like, that's like seeing a deep one. Jesus.
Wow.
I had a bond with her. We didn't have much of a
I'll
conversation.
go into more detail about what you do see, because as you pass them by, it's not just that there are these
We're just
bodies.
bitching.
chained
We're
up.
bitching because we're excited.
No, if details would help, I'll tell you, certainly Ed sees, and the others of you you'll get an inclination, even if you don't know their identities, that something seems to be sort of tangled beneath them, down past their legs. and you can basically tell they've been gutted before burning. Their sort of blackened stomachs are opened, like mouths, and their innards like they were clearly streaming down, and then also their mouths sort of twisted open, and their blackened teeth. It all sort of suggests that they were, if they're not now, which they can't be, they were definitely alive when they were actually set ablaze.
There were aged burn marks into this thing, and when you look at those bodies, the two people that, although Dom was the only one who really had any close conversation with them, you all were a part of that conversation.
Oh yeah.
And they were the last sort of sane, rational people you sort of talked to, however weird they were. Weird is one thing and irrational is the other, and they were weird, but they seemed genuine. And there's something about seeing these people after hearing about their life, one of them serving in Vietnam, one of them just being a long-haul truck driver and being proud about that, but seeing them strung up naked and burned. It's a disturbing sight. So that's all I'll say.
I lose 1 sanity point.
That's less than me. Shit.
Cold.
Fucking hell.
Jack is the most empathetic amongst you.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I let my anger about them treating a competition winner like this and a veteran overwhelm me, and I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna mourn for them, but I am going to avenge them. That's how I rationalise that.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
24.
I have an offer.
But luckily I'm pretty crazy anyway.
I have an offer for insanity, but obviously we should roll.
Well, yes, but give me your offer.
Well, I think I stopped the vehicle and tried to put chains on the wheels, repeatedly saying, chains for ice, fire for sand, chains for ice, and I try and start doing something, because I was about to say to you, I'm going to roll engineering to see what the fucking best way of getting across sand is, because I'm perfect for this job. But I think that would be my offer to you all.
I'll take it.
As a true crisis moment.
Tire chains for ice.
So in the moment, you stop the car and you get out and you're muttering this to yourself and to them.
Throw the door open.
God damn it, Jack! What are you doing? Keep driving, Jack.
Gotta get those chains. Gotta get those chains on. That'll solve the fire in the ice. Gotta get the fire and ice.
Jack, what are you talking about? Get back.
Otherwise, we'll end up like those guys on the.
Back in the car
and
drive.
No, you drive once I get these chains on. It'll change everything.
Lost his fucking mind. We haven't got chains.
You get him back in the car.
There'll be chains in the back here. There's always chains. Up in Maine.
Driver's seat.
Up in Maine, that's what we do on the holidays. We put the chains on.
Grab him, Lafitte. Drag him in. For fuck's sake.
I jump out of the car and try and drag him back in.
I will try and throw him off.
So is that...
There we go.
Hit him with the chains.
Yeah.
That'll be,
I'm rolling. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, it's not like either of you did that well.
But now of course I pass. Now, of course, I pass. Well, I'm dexterity 70.
Have you rolled... You've rolled dex, have you, to...
No, I've rolled brawl to throw you off me.
Yeah. How did your...
Well, I failed my brawl, but I could spend some luck to succeed. But do I have to... Who's got the advantage in this situation?
Well, who's instigating?
Well, you were the attacker. You were the instigator, so I wasn't trying to dodge.
Yeah. There you go.
So I'm on a 24 on a 33 brawl.
In that case, I'm spending some luck to make it a regular success.
In which case you would...
a lot of luck, but I feel it's pretty important.
I feel it's pretty important to attack one of your fellow players at this moment.
Well,
so I'm calling it a maneuver.
A maneuver, right?
An attack.
Sure, yeah.
So I'm going to try and sort of wrestle him back into the car.
Narratively, that makes sense. And also, I'm out of my fucking mind. But so I try and push you off as I'm getting to the boot. I think maybe I've thrown the boot open unhelpfully. Maybe to add a little spice. And then over to you, Dan.
Yeah, I think I I grab you forcefully by the arms, like I sort of grab both arms and like pull them round your back in almost like a full Nelson, right?
Yeah, so despite my size and weight, actually the sheer pain is just enough to cripple anyone, right?
Exactly.
It's like,
and then I sort of push you back and I throw you into the back seat.
That's...
And I climb in, and I climb in after you and slam the door.
That's right.
Drive, Mooney, drive.
What are you doing? I can change it. I can. The mass and velocity need to be dissipated. You gotta have the chains on. They'll stand against the ice and the fire. The ice and the fire.
Mooney, can you give me a drive roll, and can all of you, including Mooney, give me a spot hidden roll?
God. How many rounds of... I mean, I don't get to do spot hiddens, do I, dude?
Oh, because of...
How many rounds?
Let's go D10 then.
Yeah.
I think that's the fairest way to...
Well, it is a 1. That's the first one that I've rolled.
Oh, only one round.
So it is only one round.
Already, Joseph.
So I think maybe it's like... God, what... Chains are... For God's sake, Joseph, snap out of it, Joseph.
Snap out of it. Snap out of it, Jack.
Sarah, is that you? And I reach up and I try and kiss you, and then I realize, oh God, no, what?
I say, not now, maybe later.
Yeah.
And I push him down.
There'll be time for kissing tonight.
Donald, is that you? And I reach up and I try and kiss you, and I go, oh God, no, what?
Hold on to your butts.
I've rolled a hard success on my spot hidden, by the way.
I've rolled a 10 on my 50 drive, which is an extreme.
Yes!
Excellent. So what happens is, first of all, Ed, you rev, you sort of put it in clutch, and you sort of let yourself sink back slightly, and then you rev right into it, and you manage to get out of the sand pit that you were in.
And we fly off.
It's well, you're certainly going
Back to the Future stuff.
but as the others look behind, Dan especially, and yourself, you realise they're just going around anyway, through other alleyways, and they sort of link in behind you, and you see that you see that glint, this glint of a sort of shining circle in the middle of someone's head, and they're in this huge sort of pickup truck, and as you're watching through the rearview mirror, they get out of one of the side windows, and they sort of level a thing at you under their arm, and they're on the side, and you just see this huge harpoon style arrow fly towards your car.
Give me that goddamn gasoline.
And
how did you do on that drive roll again?
Oh, I got an extreme success, and I got a hard spot hidden.
so it misses. You see them sort of pick themselves up, and you see this convoy of maybe 5 cars carrying on behind you, and you have a moment's respite where it's not respite at all, but you could sort of share ideas or
where did this harpoon end up?
It like literally hit the ground just below your car.
Oh, I see.
It was clearly aimed at your vehicle.
Yeah.
I think we need to start shooting.
I look out and I see this harpoon as we're driving away, and I say, Jesus Christ, call me Ahab. Shit, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You saw them, right? On the windmill. Oh, Christ.
Yeah.
Give me the gasoline. We gotta try and...
You take the shotgun.
Yes.
I think I pass you the shotgun.
You're right.
I start pouring the gasoline out the window.
I methodically check that the because you got the double barrel, right? He's got the single barrel up front.
I think so.
Yeah, so I'll methodically check the double barrel to see that it's okay, and then obviously the boot's open, so there's a bit of a blockage for our view as we drove off. And I said, "Don't worry,
I've smashed out the back window, so you might be able to sort of slam it down potentially."
Yeah, perfect. So, yeah. So I'll put the shotgun down. So I've got 2 hands, and I'll reach through, and I'll try and pull down the boot Do you need a dexterity check for that, or are you happy for us to say that that's my
give me a dex check, just in case.
That's a... is that a hard success? It's a hard success, not quite an extreme. 23.
Okay, well, you succeed.
So I pull that through, and then I pull the shotgun back up, and I'm watching at the back.
And I'm pouring out the gasoline out the side window, trying to do it subtly enough that they might not notice with all the dust and sound going up.
And they sort of spread themselves out behind you, and you can see this main truck, the one with the harpoon thing, reeling in the
So if they're spreading out,
harpoon.
maybe we should do are we basically off-road anyway?
At this point, well, it's not off-road, it's like there is a definite road. This has been travelled before, but it's nowhere near tarmacked or asphalted.
But they're not on it. They're all terrain.
Well, they're coming in behind you onto it. So like,
okay, so they are, yeah.
And over to your right, just so you're clear.
Basically, as you realise, you must have passed the very last of all the mobile homes and the crossing dirt tracks, and you must be on the red road proper. The ground has been is gradually rising up on the left into this like scrubland and rocks, but on the right it's this gash suddenly disappears on the right, like something of a chasm. So there's this on your right. There's this ravine between you and the huge skeletal spine of the devil's backbone.
So if we created a wall of fire up to the edge, if we drive right up to the edge, that might push them to the edge, right?
I mean, you could give it a go.
What if we push it to the edge? What if we take a line to the edge? Mooney, Ed,
I'll give it a go.
I'm not entirely sure I understand, but I'll try.
I don't know what you mean either, but I'll do it. Edge of what?
The edge of that goddamn cliff on the right-hand side. The drop-off.
I see you.
Just take us as close as you dare and then pull hard left.
Well, I'll just keep pouring this gasoline until you tell me to stop, and then I'll light it when you tell me to light it.
Once we get to that edge, you light that goddamn son of a bitch.
All right.
And is there anyone are there any outriders?
Yeah, so are you lighting it, or are you just...
Well, is there anyone... So I've got two barrels. I just double-checked the shotgun. Have I got both barrels loaded?
Yes, you do. And let me tell you exactly what you see when you look in the rearview mirror. You see a pickup truck with the harpoon gun on the front. You see two other cars, look like muscle cars. And as you're looking, you see two motorbikes, dirt bikes, join the chase and zoom in from the sides.
The truck with the harpoon seems to have this dark blue truck with a dirty white stripe around the sides. It seems to have red paint or mud or something slathered on top of it in places. What looks like various symbols wiped across the bodywork of the truck, and on the cars and the bikes and everything. It's like there's blades or shards of rusted metal and painted spikes nailed or welded into the bodywork. It's a really strange junkyard feel of these things, and you feel certain that they are gradually gaining on you.
Slow it down at the edge. I'll try and take one.
All right.
So I like the drama of this petrol fire thing.
But you want to know what's actually happening?
I don't understand. I'll be honest, I don't quite understand what we're supposed to do.
We're going to try and create a curtain of fire leading them off, so they'll have to drive through it.
Well, I think they probably just would, wouldn't they?
Well, yeah, but I mean, obviously that does potentially mean it might blow up. Like that means
potentially.
Yeah, their gas is underneath them.
Or at the very least, melt their tyres a bit.
Yeah, it can't be good for the car. It'll take off something of the body of the car, I would have thought.
So
Lose a bit of paintwork.
So if we slow down, I can fire one of my two
Go off
shots.
one way and come back the other way to try and create like a diagonal, because obviously we can't do it
across the road, and then because obviously they then can't go around it because they'll have to go off. That's my thinking.
Right, so rather than just leading a straight trail, we want to go
yeah. Create so like he's going to go really close to the edge and then pull back onto the road, and that's when we drop the. That's when you drop it.
Great.
So
all I have to do is keep pouring.
Yeah, up until right to that edge.
The challenge is going to be then lighting it.
But I'm saying slow down so to see if we can get one of these bikes to kind of just.
Great.
At the
I'm
same
just
time.
pouring gasoline then.
And as you're sort of nearing that thing, you hear a couple of dum dum like thuds on the back, and I think it's fair to say that something sort of tumbles through to the front seat, and you see it's it looks like some sort of like a package or an incendiary device, or it kind of looks like a little beanbag.
Son of a bitch! I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah.
Is that a beanbag?
Yeah.
Or is that a bomb?
Well, as in well, you don't know.
I'm gonna go for it. I don't want that fucking thing in the car.
Yeah.
Keep pouring the gas.
I'm pouring gas.
So I drop the shotgun in the back seat and I just scrabble for it.
And I guess that's a dex roll.
It's a 19, which is still a hard success.
So you pick it up and it's hot, and you're sort of hopping it from hand to hand, but you realise it is a beanbag, and there's this moment where you think, well, why aren't they using live ammunition? But either way, you sort of, I guess you chuck it out the window, well, you can do what you want. But
I mean, I don't know what it is. If it's that hot, does it just look like a beanbag? There's nothing...
Yeah, it's like a sort of plasticky sort of cloth beanbag, and it's just boiling hot. It's like picking up a pan off the fry.
Yeah, I'll just toss it out. Toss it out the car. What the fuck is this? And I'll throw it
I
out.
think you're supposed to put them in the microwave and then put them on your shoulder if you got like a muscular issue.
Are we there? Is it good to go? Are you on the edge, man?
I feel on the edge.
I feel on the edge.
Has he got to the edge?
I am gonna have to grab it. Let me just grab some liquid. My throat is dry. Don't drink the water. I'll be 2 seconds.
Could you do me another drive roll?
Oh, he's gone.
When he gets back.
I'll scrabble back through to the back seat. And I guess the drive roll could change everything. But if we're going to get there, if that's the point where we get there, I guess it's about how well he slows down, right? And how well.
I'm nearly out of gas. I've got to do this before I run out of gas.
Hold it. Just wait 1 second. Hold it.
Back hurts.
I can't hold it. I got to keep pouring.
Hold it.
If I stop pouring,
He's got to keep pouring.
Let him get close. Do that. Ed, you got it? You got the wheel?
I got it.
Could you, Ed, could you do me a speed drive roll, please? A speed roll.
A need for speed roll.
That is... I'm going to spend a point to make that a hard success.
Ooh, nice.
Okay, just so you know, while we're in chase, it's either a normal success or an extreme success. So a hard success doesn't really
matter.
mean as much.
Oh,
so
well, in that case, I won't spend a point.
I'll just to let you take back.
Seems a
maybe
shame,
that
doesn't it?
point of luck. Yeah, exactly. And you see them in the rear view windows. You see the cannon being loaded again with this harpoon gun that you saw earlier. Is there anything any of you would like to do?
Have we created this?
It's got to be now.
Drop it, light it.
Who's got the lighter?
Holy son of a bitch! And I'll take my lighter out, and
Or a cigarette.
Yeah. Well, I think it's that moment of panic, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we all do it.
Yeah, love it.
I'm about to throw the whole lighter, and he says, light a cigarette, and I go, son of a bitch. And I'm scrabbling around on the back seat trying to light this cigarette, And so maybe we do lose a couple of yards of like it bends back.
Quite possibly,
again,
but you've got various vehicles chasing you, so...
And I did have I had a hard dexterity check, so...
So you drop it out the window, yeah? Yeah.
Like
right.
dangerously close to where the can is.
Yeah. So initially...
Why would you say that?
That's the only way you'd be sure, right? Travelling at 40 miles
initially,
an hour.
you see nothing, and you start to think, like, oh fuck, it's too fast. And then you see this sort of shimmer go up behind you.
And having dropped the cigarette, like initially you can't even see flames. There's a wave in the heat, like there's no orange, no red. It's like it's too hot for that. It's just sort of clear. Like there is just a slight blurring of the air and you see it in this diagonal line back away from you towards the other vehicles that are rising up, and then the flames spring up suddenly, and you see the truck pass through it, but it breaks slightly, like possibly confused, and you see the other two cars, the muscle cars, one sort of swerves into what's now coming up like black smoke from the side, and the other one seems to stall and then actually stop in the flames, and then both bikes like in a pincer seem to realise, and they veer suddenly backwards off the road. One goes to the left, one goes to the right, and one of them looking back on your left, you see one of them it tries to stop but kicks up dust, braking, and it just kneels forward and like tips over the edge into the ravine.
And so for a moment you're basically not being followed anymore, and you can see in your rear view mirror there's a lot of trouble behind you, and that's where you are.
Great.
And
suck on that, you fucking dog fuckers.
And there's, I take it distance-wise, there was no point at which a shotgun shot could have been fired there.
Not yet,
No,
although
not yet.
they might still get, some of them might still get closer to you.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, it's quite a complicated manoeuvre we've just pulled off.
Yeah, I'll leave it there. I probably didn't get the gun back up in time. We're just pulling away. Step on it. Step on it, Ed.
Well, unless you want to stay there.
No, step on it, Ed.
No, drive, goddammit,
Drive.
So as you continue along the road ahead, sort of, it wends its way. There's not a huge amount of wriggle room, but it wends its way along. You've got the scrub still rising up quite steep on your left, boulders and sort of scrubland, and then on your right still the rough, crumbling edge of the ravine, and then on the far side of that, this rising spine of the devil's backbone just jutting up into the white heat.
So, Ed, could you give me could I get a drive roll? And could I also get, it'll have to be hard, but a spot hidden from the others.
Well, I was going to say, Quincy, why don't you get up there? Eyes on the front. I'll cover the back here.
Oh, why don't I'll take the sunroof, and I'll grab the shotgun and pop my head up through the sunroof, like take the Ed Mooney position.
I've got another extreme on my drive auto, 6 on a 50.
Fucking lovely.
Okay, great. Okay, that's good to know.
I failed my spot.
So
unfortunately,
you pull away even further from the chasing jackalopes. And sorry, Dan, what did you say?
I failed my spot hidden, but I would like to take the shotgun and pop up through the sunroof.
Okay, what, pushing it or
no, separately?
Oh, okay.
I think
good.
I think this is worth another 4 luck. 39, yeah.
Great.
So I'm going to spend 4 luck and pass my spot hidden, because 39 on a 35, too close to.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm hemorrhaging luck. I've gone from 70 to 50, lads.
Oh, bravery to the amount you've been.
I've just not been running well. Not been running well, but I've been running close. So
well,
I was lucky to start.
If it helps, and it won't. As you pull away from the cars behind you, you look out the side windows, and you see behind the rocks, you see something. It's like time slows down slightly, and you see a sort of a small sort of humanoid shape, like a bonobo or a chimp or something. You see this thing sort of make its way over a rock, and it seems sort of too slow to be keeping pace, but you realise it is keeping pace with the cars, and you see this sort of silver points of eyes and this white, wide smile of teeth.
Too wide a smile.
And, too wide a smile.
Wearing a headscarf?
And you suddenly remember that, not wearing a double-knotted headscarf, but you do realise that, you remember, rather, that however terrifying things amongst other people might be, there are older things in this world that are more terrifying. And as you see this sort of this glint of a wide, toothy smile pass by you, it's like it sort of runs out of slow motion again and slips under a rock. And you're back in the back of the car with your shotgun leveled.
When you say runs by you, you don't mean like it ran up beside the car?
Yeah, it was as fast as the car.
Oh. So, and I can't shoot it? Well, obviously, presumably...
give it a go.
Well...
You see it sort of move to, disappear again under a rock. Let's say there is a moment where you could choose to shoot this thing.
I mean, if it comes right up by the car, I think...
Yeah, it's alongside the road, so it's close enough to the car.
I mean, again, for the listener, I have to ask, do I need to roll a sanity roll first?
Let's go with instinct first, so let's go with...
Maybe I squeeze a round off before I go mad, right?
Yeah, it's entirely possible, yeah.
I got myself here a Nantucket rifle, and...
The old Maine lobsters.
Yeah. I think back to the Bunyan booze? No, Bunyan beverages.
the lobster jerky.
Yeah. The, what was it? Prawn cocktail sherry?
Iced tea.
Disgusting, awful shit.
The catfish liqueur.
This is a really good shot, guys. This is a 15. That's a hard success on my shotgun. Not an extreme.
Hey.
How much would that be to be an extreme? 15 on a 42, so 21. Help me, mathematical geniuses.
42, you need an 8. You need to roll an 8.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
It does quite a lot of damage anyway.
You got a success regardless, right?
Got a success.
Yeah. So, could you roll damage for me?
Double barrel, is that... what kind of range are we talking?
This is the shotgun you had in the van?
But I'm only firing one round, in all fairness. I'm only firing one round.
It's one barrel? Yeah. Okay, great.
Because this I feel like we're in here for the long haul.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful first 2, 5 and 5.
Wow. Okay.
Followed by 3, 13 so far, and if I do get the extra, it will be a 6. Damn it, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Oh.
19 in total if it stands.
As you go along, just as your sort of barrel crosses along that sort of centre point, you just get that sense again of something silvery, like a silver fish. There's something slippery between where you are and where the land begins. And you take your shot and you hit. And this sort of flash of teeth and eyes, you suddenly see this sort of pink mist. And
got it.
And you see the smile sort of, these lips sort of crackle over the smile. They sort of shudder down. And you're still speeding ahead, so it's this moment you see that.
And then it slides along through the scree, and it goes down hard. It seems to be almost buried under the rock.
And you all look behind,
And as you glance back, you do see shadows approaching and glints off of glass and metal. And you also see one of the Outrider bikes, this one Outrider, come veering through the front of the smoke. And yeah, you realise that they've rejoined the race.
But I did just roll I rolled a 0-6 on my sanity.
So you did.
Yeah, so...
But you still have the knowledge, you still have the image of that thing, and you're still sure it's real.
No sand loss?
I don't think there is a sand loss.
Take it.
Unless you really want something.
I don't want it. No, I really don't. I really don't.
No.
Because it doesn't...
So you're, as that moment happens, you sort of recoil into the back seat, right?
If I was to spend 1 point of luck and make that a 5...
Yeah.
How would you feel narratively about me saying that I've also equaled my Cthulhu mythos that has just gone up by 5 because I've had a bout of madness, right? Indefinitely insane first bout of madness, gone up to 5 sand. So because you seem to imply that there was an understanding going on.
Yeah.
And you know, there's something in the Carstairs blood that's old.
There is.
And so I wonder whether...
And maybe you hear Carrington speak to you in that moment, and Carrington says, "You ain't gonna spend that measly point."
Yeah. I'll spend it, Granddaddy. I'll spend it. So I've gone down to 49 luck. I've equaled my Cthulhu mythos.
Yeah.
The flappering lips as they closed on the wide smile. Do I understand this to be...
Well, as you're...
A highway of blood? Do I understand this to be a highway of blood, Danann?
You may do. As you're trying to match it to a different genus of animal, you know, what uses its lips like that, you sort of think about animals that actually don't use their lips, and how would an animal who doesn't have lips use lips if it was given them in a sort of odd ritual or something like that? And either way,
there was that professor in Arkham who had no lips. I seem to remember.
Yeah.
Well, there was his friend who wrote that famous treatise of questions about the animal, of zoological treatise about what if animals had lips. Was it Dr. Beerbaum?
Beerbaum. Yeah, I think that was
the
it.
infamous Dr. Beerbaum. The Vienna Beerbaum.
And his mad books on animal
Viennese
behavior,
zoological. He specialised in zoophagus, I think.
Bergman's friend.
Oh yeah, big time. They loved each other.
Yeah, except he's the only professor from that period who didn't go missing because he was out of town at the time. Something weird happened.
The other 3 were never heard of again, were they? What were their names?
They weren't.
But anyway, what do I... if anything, do I glean anything? The animal, if there's an animal that has lips...
And no one's around to hear them kissing.
Do they kiss it?
You suddenly see a vision of...
in the forest.
You see a vision...
Do they make a sound?
A tall... A mountain covered in trees. And you think you see 2 pale blue eyes distinctly through it. But they sort of disappear. There's a sort of mist grows over, and but then suddenly there's you hear this whispered voice, this Alissa Sarisiana, Alicia Sarisana.
Can you hear that?
And suddenly you see,
no.
as you're shaking your head back to reality, sort of trying to get those visions out of your head, you see this tall figure, no legs, just a serpent's tail, stood atop the mountain, and you hear again, Alicia Sarisana. And
I got something. I shot something. Had a real wide smile. Did you see it?
All right, I didn't see it. Just keep driving, Mooney. Keep driving.
Anias.
That's all right, Jack. Just.
Anias. What?
Try and focus. It's all right. We'll be out of here.
It's got like.
We'll get you a
got no legs. It's got a. And I just turn and look at you.
We got no ass sauce. Stop asking for it.
And as that's happening, Jack, you see as the others are going, no, it's just fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You see other similar figures moving horribly fast, but at the speed at a slow speed, if that makes sense. It's like they're keeping track with the car but not running. And you see them get to the point where that body felled that was shot, and they seem to be lifting it.
I think I'm just looking over the edge of the seats like this. The gun isn't up. I'm like a kid behind a sofa.
Yeah. I love it.
And I say to Ed, can you keep driving like this?
For sure. I'll drive you all the way to Alaska if I have to.
Well, hopefully we won't need to go that far, but anyway that's out of abattoir is good. Just keep going.
Rock and roll.
And you hear a shotgun blast, and you see the left-hand wing mirror shatter, and you realise you're still being chased by these maniacs. And
glancing back in the rear view, you see the shapes of these vehicles smearing through this dust cloud that's left behind you. Ominous as all fuck. There's this. And you do see on the side, there's this figure with a shotgun just hanging out the side of the truck window. This silhouette.
Put your foot down, Mooney. Drive, goddammit.
I'm driving as fast as I can. I got it.
I'm trying to count them up. I think I've got, what is that, 7, 8? How many cars and bikes can I see? Obviously, there's some I might miss. Would you like to spot hidden one?
Yes. No. I'll tell you what you can see. Of course, there might be others behind, but what you can see is one car, the pickup truck, which had the harpoon on it, and one motorbike.
So currently only 3.
Okay.
Currently only 3 that you can see, sort of driving the pickup truck slightly in front that you saw the bolt-headed guy in.
Yeah, I saw him. Nasty fucker.
I think as you first drove past him and the other 2 of you got your first good look, Mooney had his binoculars up, just staring at him like that, so probably looked like a right maniac, says him. But yeah, so do you want to try and gain a bit of ground by going over the safe speed limit, say?
Yes.
Yeah,
What's your
okay,
drive?
so
What's your drive?
I'm going to make you do a...
55?
My drive's actually pretty good, I think. 50.
Great, so I'm going to make you do a speed roll.
I think it's a gamble worth taking.
I certainly don't counter Quincy's shout. That's what I want to say. Is like, he has said speed up, and I'm not like, don't. So it's up to Ed.
Yeah. In fact, what I might do is just throw you a couple of little rules. It's only like a little paragraph, just so you know where we stand.
Let's have a goosey gander.
Oh, okay, here's the chase rules overview.
Oh, I love it.
Well, these are the normal chase rules, I think.
Yeah, just so you got them to hand. There's more complex ones, but I'm only going to share those if we need to.
Okay, great.
So yeah, let me know if you want to try and ram someone or like do something a slightly more complex, but other than that, I think that's all we need. So yeah, if you're trying to pull ahead...
So we can keep you honest, Danann.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is what I was thinking. It's easy to get into lying, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I did as a kid.
Get into lying.
Cool. Getting well into lying.
I mean, you know.
So you see them, and they are starting to close that gap behind you now. You start to see that glint on the guy's forehead again. Like some sort of
I hate that guy.
horrible...
It's all very Clive Barker, this one, isn't it? I feel like that if they get us, they're gonna...
I mean, yeah.
With these Clive Barker sex maniacs, they'll cut what holes they need.
So true. So true.
Fucking hell.
I think I see 3. There might be something behind. One bike. You got that? Ed, one bike. We took a bike out. I don't know.
I see him. I'm dropping a gear.
There's something else out there, though. There's something else out there. I saw something. That's what I shot.
What?
That's a quick question I have in terms of you having shot the thing. Can I just double check which one of you has which shotgun, because they're slightly different?
I've got the double barrel.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And so
he's got the seat gun, but that has more ammunition.
He's got the one you bought with you.
That has ammunition.
Yeah.
We have literally 1 shot left in the gun that I've got.
Yeah, cool. Just checking.
And
so you're sharing.
Don't take the same kind of shells, no?
Well, I don't think you've even checked what sort of shells.
Epson HP DeskJet 4500.
Not compatible.
Oh god, they're too expensive.
Yeah, oh my
Don't use
god,
those.
they are.
Well,
They are
so many
prohibitive.
cartridges.
Yeah, money.
And that's why there's so many shotgun cartridges, is what I say.
Did we? But I think when you grabbed that shotgun or whoever grabbed it off the wall in the garage, I think
Did I grab some
someone
ammo
grabbed
as
a
well?
handful of shells as well.
Maybe I did.
Is that my
or
imagination?
maybe I remember that from another Call of Cthulhu game that we played.
Well, you picked up two 2-gallon bottles of water and the shotgun at the same time.
So I don't think
I'm not 100% sure you grabbed any more.
even Danann wouldn't have let me shove.
And then you fell over because you got twatted in the head with a spanner.
Yeah. Especially
But
Danann
maybe-
would have done that.
Maybe there's some shells just lying around in the car.
Who knows?
Well, do you want to do me a luck roll?
Yes,
Group
I
luck
do.
roll. Group luck.
I do. It's me, isn't it? My luck's the lowest.
I think it's gone to me because I went crazy.
Oh, maybe. I'm 39.
Oh no, it's you. It's definitely you.
Why is my luck so low?
You must have done a big spend because I'm now on 49.
I spent 16 on something, but I
Sweet.
imagine it probably wasn't worth it.
It was definitely. It's always worth it.
Hey, I can't spend luck on a luck roll, unfortunately. I've rolled over by 1 point.
There's do you know what there is? There's loads of spent
Dirty tissues.
cartridges.
Oh, are there? Well, that could be.
There's a Well, there could be.
If you are saying that, because we're scientists,
I've said it.
we're going to use our brains to get out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Fill them with holy water.
Damn it, there's no
Super soaker.
there's no fresh cartridges, but there's a load of spent ones. Maybe we can use them. No time for that now. Just drive.
Here, let me look at one. And I sort of scrabble around, and we're rolling around in the back, so much so that I just pulled my earphones off. And I scrabble around and I get one, but at the same time I'm madly muttering on. Yeah, I don't know what it was. Some kind of big critter. I don't know what it looked like. It had real weird silver eyes and it was moving too fast. I know I sound crazy. Wait, I think I could pack one of these. I think we might be able to pack one of these. And I scrabble around. Is it alright if I pick up a couple of empty shell casings?
Yeah.
Yep, and I'll shove them in my jeans pocket.
Okay.
Well, when I say shove, I slide them into the slick, sweat-soaked, tight buttock pocket.
Yeah. As you do that, just so you know, glancing back, 2 of the cars don't seem to be making a huge amount of movement towards you, but the motorbike seems to be pulling out and really quite quickly closing the distance. It's about halfway between you and the others.
Presumably he's got an L plate as well, because they always fucking do.
Yeah. A big Deliveroo bag on the back.
Yeah.
And he's just pushing our women out of the way.
Yeah.
Overtaken on the inside.
Naked, carrying an Uzi.
So the motorbike is pulling ahead.
Not of you,
Not of us, yeah.
but it's closing the distance
pack.
between you and the other vehicles.
Right.
Yeah.
That,
Do I need
that,
to do a speed roll?
Yeah, I've done that yet, have you?
Well, yeah. To see if you can keep your distance or if he gains further.
Hot dog.
Hot dog.
That's just a regular success.
Okay. So well, yeah. You could. He doesn't catch up any further, but he has closed that gap.
So, is that bike gaining? I say to you, Lafitte.
Looks like it. I reckon we could. Mooney could maybe. You play cards right. You might be able to ram that bike off the ravine there.
I got a plan for that. The old 1-2 buckaroo. If he gets close enough,
I got no fucking idea about the 1-2 buckaroo, but sounds good to me.
If he gets close, we'll have to hold on tight, and it doesn't come without a risk. But if he gets close enough, keeps up his speed, I could slam the brakes on real sharp, send him flying over the roof.
I like it. Just don't give that ruse away to anyone who might be listening. Any higher power.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Oh, I'd never use anything like that.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
No
make,
doubt it'll turn into a helicopter now and fly away.
It turns into a beetle. Yeah.
I'll make it look like I'm shooting at him, but I'll aim to miss. Well, no, maybe I'd just try and aim and hit him.
Why not?
I mean, when in Rome. So are you popping out the sunroof again?
I'm out the sunroof, I think.
Let me reassure
Yeah,
you, Mr.
sort of-
Lafitte, my plan is flexible. If you shoot his brains out, that's fine.
As Quincy's going up, I yell, "Wait a second! Quincy, you got a couple of shells you could give me?
Sure. I think I do. This is our.
You've got the skeet gun, which I don't know how many you're going to give us on this. But
what do you? Tell me what a skeet gun is.
I keep calling it that because I like the term. That's all.
I like it too.
It's a single barrel shotgun.
Yeah.
But it would be. I mean, skeet. I looked it up. I seem to remember, and it is for shooting animals.
Varmints.
It's shooting varmints.
Varmints, of course.
Skeet shooting. Is it for like duck hunting and stuff?
Skeet isn't that clay pigeons?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, maybe it is. Yeah.
You used to target womprats, didn't you? In your T16.
Sector Comercio y Fomento Industrial.
On which note, how's Ed looking at the wheel? Is he using the force yet, or has he still got his fucking nav computer on? The camera's on him, just pulling up beads of sweat.
The camera's on him all the time, sweat coming off his face. Every now and then I've got him imagining that he's flicking his eyes down to the book on his lap, thinking about Blackwood.
Trying to roll a cigarette with one hand.
Oh yeah, of course.
Constantly doing this. Looking down, back up.
Sort of swerving back from the canyon each time.
Holy moly, come on.
Tobacco all over the map.
Keeps blowing up to Dan.
It cuts away to I think we're going to hear what Quincy's up to in a second. I have a feeling, but
Quincy's researching skeet guns.
But Carstairs is, he's got up and he's got these two, and he's thinking about his engineering, physics, and chemistry skill points, and wishing they were as high as Lafitte's entomology. But he's also thinking, wait, I could split the gunpowder from a shell as he's sort of being tossed around in the back because he's not tied in, is he, or anything? Thinking I could make 2 more bullets that might be useful. And he looks out the window and he thinks, well, if the old 1-2 plan is, and he doesn't know what that is, then this is the time that he's going to spend trying to make 2 bullets. But he needs at least 1 from Lafitte, and I guess it's up to you, Dan, whether you want to do that.
Damn it, Lafitte, get your nose out of that Encyclopedia Britannica. You just pulled the trigger.
I was consulting my book to try and work out what this creature might have been with the silvery eyes that Jack spotted there. But yeah, sure, take some of these, take some of my rounds.
Feel free to have a look at the slightly trickier driving stunts that I sent through, just in case you feel like one might help you. They're only optional.
I'm gonna, on this list of stunts, the thing I'm planning to do is slam the brakes.
Yeah, nice. You just call it the old 1-2.
1-2 Buckaroo.
1-2 Buckaroo. Sorry, the key is the Buckaroo.
So I'm going to take a shot.
Yeehaw! Mother cluckers.
I'll miss. I'm very bad with the shotgun.
So let's say that in this turn, Quincy is steadying out of the sunroof. You're sort of bracing yourself in there, or
no? I'm going to take a shot because that's what I.
Are you going to take a shot?
Because I'm not really thinking I'm going to hit him. I'm just basically trying to.
Sure. It's a reactionary.
It's almost like misdirection. It's like if I'm shooting at him, he's not thinking that we're planning to let him creep up on us and slam on the brakes, right?
Oh, I see. Quincy's smart.
It's chess. Chess. Quincy's playing 4D chess.
4D chess
so
in a moving vehicle with a shotgun.
So I am taking the shot, which I'm obviously going to miss because, etc., etc.
And you've blown up the board.
So may I do that now?
Yeah, and there will be a penalty die.
1 penalty die, and a rolling against 25 shotgun skill.
Hey, what could go wrong?
And a miss.
Smoke.
Great.
So you miss.
But I'm delighted.
And you do see the bike sort of swerve slightly. He sort of dodges slightly, but you could have hit him, but, he's not moving forwards much right this second. Meanwhile, Jack in the back seat, you were...
Jack in the back.
Jack in the back. Jack in the box. You were... What were you doing, apart from taking the canisters and sort of...
So I've got these two shotgun shells, and I'm gonna ridiculously
do some strange alchemy.
Ridiculously, I'm gonna try and pop one and pour it in, jiggling around in the back into the other shell, and then I'm gonna try and tamp that down so I'm kind of pin it together using our kit. It's going to be this round and another round, but I don't think there's anything else I can really do. except
I mean, fair play.
boost the
I
opportunity
like it.
of arming this fucking thing.
I guess it's not really chemistry because you're not mixing things. It's more engineering. That was my initial thought.
Physics?
Yeah, I'd take physics or engineering.
I think
it's
the
about you
engineering-
being able to do something quite technically tricky whilst at high speed in the back of a car and not blow yourself up or
Fucking hell.
blow your fingers off, you know.
Yeah. I think
Dex.
Yeah. A hard
The sun
deck.
coming through concentrated through the window onto the gunpowder.
Yeah, exactly.
Already
exactly.
imagining the push.
Yeah.
Glinting.
Just going to see fingers clinging to the inside windows of the car.
Loads of on the back seat where Quincy's probably spilt a fair bit of petrol when he was chucking it out the window.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Perfect.
Maybe
I
extra
would-
light back there.
I'd say if you're trying to do it in one turn, I'd need like a
I feel like
hard
engineering
success.
covers a multitude of
I would say
things here.
engineering was what I initially
It was
thought.
certainly my engineering mind that was going, this is going to solve the problem, as the chains were for him. I mean, it is.
Do you want to try and do it in one turn or two?
I was going to try and do one this turn and one the next turn, guys.
Okay, cool.
Because
What is
I
your
feel
engineering?
ultimately, here's my meta Joseph thought. I've got 55 on engineering. My meta thought is I get 3 shots ready for this gun, one of which will definitely work, which is still in the barrel, and then I give that gun to you,
You take one with.
and then I'll take the other one. Meanwhile, we'll have dealt with the bike by then. That's my hope.
Yeah, I like it.
And we're set up to we've got
You
primary
certainly
offense,
have the gun
secondary
for
offense.
ammo because you're better with it.
I mean, it's only 42%. He is unfortunately the best shotgunist, Mooney is, but I'm insane, so I cannot be trusted with the car.
Yeah, and yet a weapon.
Yeah. Well, I know what you're thinking.
That sounds good. I mean, fundamentally, you're just taking an empty shell and you're pouring some shot into it, aren't you, and tamping it down, right?
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
Possibly go wrong.
But I'm trying to bend it off at the top so that it doesn't all just sort of pour out into the barrel, because then that's going to blow the. Obviously, that's the.
And
So I've got the empty. So it is
the
already-
empties from the floor.
The empties from the floor.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to pop open the top of one shotgun shell, pour the powder and shot in, and then I'm going to try and cut off the top of the plastic, as it were, and then kind of pinch it together using like some kind of improvised staple. So I mean, like, it's a big task.
I love it. But do you even
don't
need
love
to? What gauge is your like?
Well, that I'm assuming if it doesn't fit.
You're assuming it doesn't fit. You're being very generous to a mean keeper. It might be a perfect fit.
I thought someone said that they're not the same because of the jokes about the. I might have run with that too hard, but I thought we were sort of saying ink cartridges don't cross from one machine to another.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. So give me an engineering roll.
Okay. Well, I mean, it is a hard.
It's a hard success.
It's 13 on a 55.
Oh, come on.
Nice. So
I could push it to an extreme.
What? How much?
An 11. An 11 would be an extreme, would it?
Billy Joel sang. Did Billy Joel go to extremes?
So you?
No, there's 50. Yeah. 11 would be 50. Yeah.
With an extreme, surely you do both cartridges in one turn, right?
I was going to say with an extreme, I'd let you do 3 probably.
Really?
So it's up to you whether or not that luck's worth the.
Then I'll spend it. No, I'll do it. I've still got 49.
Okay, great.
Famous last words.
Great. So you managed to do it really slickly. You're pouring it and you're crimping the end with your teeth and twisting it, stapling it. You get a pretty solid idea of a shotgun shell, and you're pretty pleased with yourself.
I think it's that moment where I can almost see the textbooks in my mind. And I think I even say to Lafitte, I say, it's all fitting together. It's okay. We've got a plan.
Love it. And I'm gonna. This is the next round coming up. So I'll let you know what happens. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. So one of the cars that you can see behind you actually sort of like seems to like hit a rock or something and sort of starts shuddering slightly, and it drops back a little bit. The motorbike comes about another length towards you and sort of pulls out slightly to the right hand side between you and the canyon.
Perfect.
And the pickup truck suddenly seems to get a boost of speed from somewhere, and you see there's two people in it, and you see the guy with the bolt in his head. He sort of puts his arm out, gets up, and just like pulls himself out onto the top of the car, and he's just sort of sat there, rocking, sort of hanging out the window, trying to. It looks like he's trying to reach you, and you see the person who's driving it still underneath seem to be trying to pass him something out of the window.
I think my mind slips back as I see that wide smile with the quivering lips, and the way the mouth closes and crumples, and the pink mist of what the shotgun has done. In the split second afterwards, as dust is kicking up and stones are bashing against the side of the car, and I can feel this relentless momentum forwards up into the highway of blood, deeper and further along, like a tributary. Somehow I'm drawn back into the veins of time, because it's not a river, except when it comes to blood. It's more a venous system, isn't it? And you're right, I think about my grandfather, and I remember something from my childhood. Just a strange little thing. When I was first dropped off at my aunt's house, I was given something. There was something put into my hand, a cold cylinder, and I was told that it was one of the precious heirlooms that my grandfather had left my mother. I didn't see it again after that day. I don't know what happened to it, but the moment I touched it, I felt like I was connected to something strange and ancient. And seeing that creature tumble away and disappear, almost as if we'd driven over it, but obviously it wasn't quite as clear as that. There was a sense of a connection to that old time, to when older things walked the earth. And that's what my grandfather had understood up in the hills in Maine. I couldn't name anything. I couldn't explain anything. I couldn't stitch together some strange system of symbols or imaginings and turn them into a form of power. But I knew in that moment, touching that bottle, that's what it was. It was a flask. And there was just the hint of something infinite inside it. And I'd buried that memory so deep. And shooting that thing off the side of the car seemed to unleash a memory of it. Seemed to unleash an understanding of a place that was long since gone, but could maybe, just through the veins of the earth, come back. And maybe that's when those blue eyes start to become clear. Through the mountain, through the wooded hillside, Something old and strange that lives in a place far beyond my understanding. And the Carstairs blood seems to sing. And something's buried. Something's buried in me. And maybe that's why there's no cost for seeing it. Because in a strange sort of way, in a sick sort of way, it's a bit like coming home. It's a bit like coming home.